Who would fall in love with the kit lens? That's like falling in love with the spare tire in your car. It's like falling in love with free in-flight headphones. It's functional, but kind of useless. But then every now and again, and it's not often, a kit lens will come along and it's actually fucking awesome. And that's the Lumix 20-60mm.
You know, it's so nice when a lens just works and just the whole system just works. Like, it just makes picking up the camera and just shooting something just way easier. And you're getting more shots, you're capturing more of the action, you're not left waiting for it to focus or anything like that. Like, it just snaps so quick, and that's what you get from these kit lenses, is they're designed to be really, really easy and really user-friendly. And the 20-60 is a great example of that.
I honestly hate that I love this lens so much. I hate it because I've got all of these other lenses, the 18, 24, 35, 50 primes, whatever, and they all have their place, but I more than often find myself reaching for this bad boy. So before I get into why, let's just digress a little bit around what makes a kit lens. So why are kit lenses usually so trash? Look, they've got a reputation. They're like the consolation prize you get for just showing up. Most of the time they're soft, slow, made of plastic. They're not the lens that you fall in love with. The bundled in because camera companies know you need something to get started. It's basically the starter pack lens. It'll do the job, but you're not supposed to get attached. In fact, most photographers will tell you, ditch it, grab yourself a shiny prime or a heavy bit of glass with a red ring around it, and never look back. Kit lenses are meant to live at the bottom of your bag, only seeing daylight when you lean your camera to a mate who has no idea what they're doing. But this, the Lumix 20-60, hits a bit different. And that's what annoys me, because it's not trash. In fact, it's annoyingly brilliant. So first off, it's the weight. Now, this is no unique feature for a kit lens. They're traditionally already pretty light because they're made of usually plastic body and cheaper components. And this one is no different in the sense that it's only 350 grams.
You see just how like effortless it is to just vlog with this? Like, it's just so smooth, it's so light, it's so easy. Oh, excuse me, you're right. There's something I take for granted more often than not, is the weight. And I'm holding this out as far as I can. Full arm extension. I feel like I could be here for ages. Weight on lenses, severely underrated. Especially walking, traveling, hiking. It's the difference between getting the shot, getting your camera out, getting the shot, and not getting your camera out because it's too fucking heavy to work with.
I'm not saying it's made of cheap plasticky components. It is plastic, but the glass inside is refined and really well done. And when I'm traveling or hiking, it's that lens that gives me lovely landscape shots. It's enough focal range for some portrait shots to bring a background closer to my subject. Like, I'm notorious for overpacking gear when I'm hiking or traveling, and over the years, I've refined my camera setup to be a little bit lighter. The 20-60 always finds a way into my travel pack. With this thing, I barely even notice it's there. It's light, it's compact, and it doesn't punish me for carrying it around all day. Then there's the fact that it's a native Lumix lens. That means all the electronics just work. They just sing. The autofocus, bang on, stabilization, so good. No adapters, no excuses. It just works really well.
So I was trying to look at a few more features to talk about during this vlog. And I touched on before how stable it was to walk with, and you can see it's just so stable. But there's no in-lens stabilization. It's body only. Literally body only. But I think it goes back to the point when you're using native lenses on the actual cameras that they come with. All the internals and all the electronics just sing, they just work really, really well.
Now the focal range actually hits that sweet spot. It's wide enough for landscapes, but it's tight enough for portraits. And the close focus distance is absolutely nuts. It goes down to 15 centimeters. So you can go from sweeping mountain shots to tiny little product portrait shots without having to swap the glass. And that alone makes this lens stupidly versatile. Now usually I'll turn my nose up at anything slower than a 2.8, but this thing at a 3.5-5.6 still gives me bokeh with character, but also makes sure that my shot actually stays in focus. It's forgiving, but it's not boring. And here's the underrated bit, ND filters. Smaller glass means cheaper filters, lighter filters. Oh, and it's dust and splash resistant, because that matters. And if you're like me, I don't fuck with lens caps. I just chuck my camera straight in my bag and kind of hope for the best. This lens actually takes a little bit of abuse. So yeah, on paper, This should be the lens that you throw in a drawer and you forget about. It's the kit lens. It's supposed to be the spare tire. It's the free in-flight headphones, the thing you use once and then kind of throw away and forget about or upgrade from. But instead, it's a lens I keep reaching for. And I hate that I love it. I hate that it's light, it's sharp, it's reliable, it's cheap to kit out, it's dust resistant, and it's annoyingly good at everything. And yet here I am, a guy with a bag full of shiny glass who's hopelessly in love with a kit lens.